Halito everybody, welcome back. This is CT over the NYC Indian, and today we're, sorry. It might help if I have the microphone near my mouth. Halito everybody, welcome back. This is CT over the NYC Indian, and today we're going to be reviewing Married at First Sight. That was episode 16, season 16. So we started off the episode. Oh, by the way, this is going to be brought to you from a mixed Native American perspective, a secular perspective, an urban perspective. So we're going to dive right on in. So, and when I say secular, meaning we're not going to put any religion or anything like that, please do not put any Bible scriptures in my comment section. Those will be erased respectfully. Thank you very much. So it is 9 days until decision day. And all the couples have to go to a weekend retreat. So I thought this was a little bit of a lighter episode. I mean, it was kind of fun. I was getting so tired of these like 2-hour therapy sessions, to be perfectly honest. I understand people have to work through their stuff, but it was just too much for me. Sorry. So, everybody's on their way there. So Chris and Nicole, their commute is taking longer than expected. And Nicole is like, man, she is just chomping at the bit, squirming in her seat, just trying to talk herself down from a complete meltdown, right? And, Chris is just being calm, and he's handling it well. And, she's trying, she's doing her best. But when she gets to the house, she's like, I don't want to be around anybody. Like, she's just feeling angry, I guess, from the whole, sometimes, you get like that when you're traveling, right? But I'm glad she didn't take it out on anybody or anything. Like, if you have that, you just kind of have a little time process to yourself. But she felt more pressure because it's like she didn't have that time to kind of get herself together. She has to like immediately go in and, interact with the group. And, I say, listen, if you need to take, 30 minutes or something to yourself, do that. Then you kind of feel better, refreshed. But she did fine. She did all right. But honey, I thought she was going to lose it in that car. So next thing you know, let's see. Oh, okay. So now the guys get prepared for, good morning, Susan. How are you? This was the best episode. You liked this? I liked it too. I thought it was pretty good. Too. It just wasn't so heavy, But yeah, it was fun. So the theme of this, or not the theme, but like the big, event for this retreat was for the guys to do their own beauty pageant. And I thought that was really cute. That was different. I really liked it. Everybody got into it. It gave the wives a chance to kind of help the husbands, get their whole gear together. And, they helped them pick out the outfits beforehand and stuff. And Jasmine was a little bit verklempt because Eris wouldn't let her, would not let her help him pick out his outfit. Because Eris is like, I got this, I got swag, right? And she wound up emceeing the event, which she did a stellar performance. I mean, we got to see her in her element, right? Because we've seen like this broken down Jasmine all these weeks, and now we get to see, the poise, this Jasmine, right? And just, a little side note, I mean, not to obsess over her body, but she has a killer figure. Like when she came out in those little sleeveless little crop tops with the jeans, I mean, she's so tall, statuesque, and she has all the right curves in the right places, and it's very proportioned with her body. Her body is just like, it's like Sports Illustrated. She's so it's just incredible. I'm very, very jealous. It was a fun episode, and I'm finally seeing the breakthroughs. You're seeing the breakthroughs with the couples. Okay, yeah. I mean, I saw it was interesting to me, once they did the pageant, the guys are all lined up and stuff. Well, before I get to that, so when Eris is getting ready for the pageant, why did Jasmine help him put some lotion on those crusty ass ankles of his? He does not deserve that. Jasmine, you know where you're at in your marriage. I mean, I know you haven't officially given in this, just given up everything and thrown in the towel, but I mean, yeah, that's something you do for someone who has earned that type of spot in your heart. He doesn't have that. He doesn't deserve that. I was like, why are you? I know, but one other person said, she said a comment, the reason Jasmine does those things because she really truly believes in marriage. And she does. But I'm like, girl, you get a green light. You don't have to do all of that. So Shaquille is sitting there, he's like, oh, I got this. I'm going to be crowned. Because you cannot tell Shaquille that he is not top GQ, front page, centerfold. You just can't tell him. And when they came out and I saw what Shaquille was wearing, I was like, oh, no, Shaquille. He thinks he is so fly, but he's country. Like, come on, he's from Mississippi. You know what I mean? And it's okay. Listen, my family originally is from Mississippi, too. My family, some of my family members are very, very country. And, he's country. And he doesn't have the swag that he thinks he has. Now, I got to give it to Eris. Eris, even though I feel like Eris is a little bit of an asshole, and now he could be worse. I mean, it's not like he's trying to, or at least not anymore, trying to pursue something of the physical nature with Jasmine, like other people in the past that have done who, knew that they weren't physically attracted to the person. But I still do find him generally to be an asshole, unsavory. And but I got to give it to him. I think he looked the best. And, he just did. So Clint came out, and Clint was acting so silly. Oh, my God. I loved it. Clint was my favorite, for my heart. I just enjoyed that moment with Clint slicking the hair back and putting on that outfit. But here's the thing. Clint is just so silly. The thing is that, maybe if he laid off of the jokes so much and kind of was a little bit more, I don't know, would that change something in Gina? Maybe that's why he's so friend zoned, because he really acts like her best buddy, right? And I know that's his personality, but when you're trying to pursue someone, especially when you're trying to get to turn over a new leaf, something kind of happened and you want to kind of make it better. There just doesn't seem to be the romancing and the wooing and stuff. Not that, she would be perceptive to it or not perceptive, but maybe she wouldn't really accept it anyway. But I mean, at least the attempt. And I feel like the silliness that's cool for the rest of the group, but not for when you're one-on-one with Gina. I don't know. Maybe it's just such a lost cause. It doesn't matter anyway. But I did really love what he did and how he came out. And then Chris with that wig, I was like, what are you doing? I know you're trying to let Clint be the funny one. You know what I mean? Chris, leave that alone. You don't have the swag. You don't have the the joke stuff. You don't really have that going. But Nicole, of course, she's look at my man, she, oh my God, he looks so good. She's so, she's always his cheerleader, right? So, so Shaquille winds up taking Chris's wig and putting it on and stuff like that, and he just looked really silly and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, they just had a good time. They had fun, and the wives were commenting on the different things that the other husbands were wearing and stuff. And I feel like Kirsten, boy, she's Kirsten is something else. Kirsten really likes some rugged, honey. And when she saw Clint with that chest hair, honey, that hair slicked back, she was like, I was like, uh-oh, did they match the wrong couples again? Should we have seen Clint? That's interesting. So, oh my God, I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm thinking out loud right now. Clint and Kirsten, could that have worked out? I mean, I don't know if Kirsten would have been Clint's type. I don't know, but she seemed to kind of spruce up a little bit when she saw him. That was the highlight. I haven't done the thumbnail for the video yet, but that may just be my thumbnail because that was too priceless. The way Kirsten was looking at him like he was a steak, honey. So then Eris ends up winning the pageant, and he did look the best. Eris is tall. Well, I don't know if he's tall, but he seems tall anyway. And he's slender. He's got a nice build, and he looks very, very good in his clothes. And he dresses nice. I have to give him that, right? So obviously he won, right? And Shaquille was all, disappointed. And Clint was like, when Clint got the first prize, and Clint was like, I'm extremely disappointed. An unfortunate set of events, he's very funny. But he's grown on me. So, but the whole thing about Clint in the beginning was that turned me off about him was that he had just been with someone 2 weeks prior to signing up for Married at First Sight, and so had Eris. So these guys seem completely just like non-serious to me. But I mean, while I do feel that that's inappropriate because it just means that you're not. I mean, yeah, a lot of people can say, oh, well, guys, they can separate, the act from the physical feeling and stuff like that. But, someone who's really in it, their head's in the game, they're ready and they're prepared, I think that they would not be active during that time of like waiting to hear if you got this or not. I mean, people are human beings, you never know if the phone's going to ring or not, and they're going to say you got accepted onto the show, but I mean, it just doesn't seem to me like that was really, something that's going to make me feel like, oh, this person is totally ready for marriage. So, but other than that, Clint has, I feel like, been working somewhat to, try and get Gina to, well, maybe in the beginning, I don't know. Maybe now they've just really have just maybe made like a secret pact, like we're just going to get through this and stuff like that. Now, I don't know. Did you guys hear, I was reading on Instagram this morning about Love is Blind. This is a little bit of a sidetrack here, but for people who watch Love is Blind, and those are the same producers from Married at First Sight, people were saying things in People magazine about how they weren't allowed to eat, and the filming was, grueling, and they withheld their food, their trailers that they had to sleep in. They weren't sleeping in that big house that they filmed in. Apparently, that they were sleeping in trailers, and that the trailers had roaches and all of this stuff. And I said, "Wow, this whole experiment. I don't know. I mean, these people." It's a different format, right? The Married at First Sight and the Love is Blind, but, oh God, you know what? God, I lost my point. What was it that I was going to say about Love is Blind? I can't even remember. It'll come back to me later on. But anyway, yeah, what was I going to say? Oh my God, I can't even remember. I hate that. Don't you hate when you have like a good thought and then you can't think about it anymore? Age, honey, age. That's what it is, catching up with me. But yeah, I mean, there really wasn't like a whole lot to really review, I feel like, during this episode. The guys were talking together in the kitchen about, because it's kind of like the two guys that are having partial success in their marriage, and then the two that are having, like the cold dead bed kind of situation. What is it? Shaquille's like, well, don't be jealous of me. I was like, Shaquille, please, you still need to figure this out because you're still needy as hell. And I don't know if Kirsten I don't think she can keep up with that. And what did you say, Susan? I think Clint and Gina do care for each other and need to be honest. I mean, I just don't think they're, I just feel like the ship has sailed and there's just no hope for them at this point. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, getting back to it. Thank you for reminding me, Susan. You jogged my memory. So the reason I was talking about Love is Blind is that it seems as though on Love is Blind that there's also, and this is all alleged, but, according to some folks, that there is a $50,000 fine for people who want to drop out. And this was part of the people that were talking about what was in the article in People magazine, that because people were saying, well, why didn't they quit? If they signed up for the show, they're complaining, but why not just quit if you don't like it or something like that? But people don't want to have to pay the fine. And the fact that they said $50,000, and that's what we've heard before, is the penalty if you agree to, or if you divorce and do not agree to continue filming during the process, then you have to pay that. So I was like, okay, same production company, same, alleged fine, for not continuing the process. So I believe it. I do believe that. So that's where I think, Gina and Clint's resolve comes from. We know we're not going to make it through this process, but we got to make it through this process so we don't have to come out of our pockets for this process. So I wonder about like Alyssa. Now, remember Alyssa and Chris? She was, Miss Amma is such a good person from a couple of seasons ago, or was that last season? I wonder if she had to pay that money because she kind of dropped out, but not exactly. I mean, Chris gave her his decision, Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there were like any fines in that or anything like that, or if they just felt bad for him and were like, okay, we release you from this contract. But yeah. So if you guys go over on Instagram and you look up Married at First Sight, the website that has like, I don't know who this person is, this anonymous person on Instagram. Just there's too much like inside information that they have, like to be just a regular person. Like either they're married to somebody who's working in production, or they are in production or something, because there's just too much good tea that gets spilt over there, right? So but anyway, so yeah. So then, like, the last scene that I noticed anyway, I mean, because it got a little, I'm not going to lie, last night I was a little, I was a little tired. It was a good episode. It wasn't their fault. I was just a little tired. But so the last scene that I remember was that Eris was over there talking about, he was talking about Jasmine to the rest of the group, and he was praising her, right? And he's basically saying, like, you know, you've been such a good sport, you know, I'm paraphrasing, I basically treat you like shit and you're still here taking it and licking it and eating it, basically. I mean, you know, I just, you know, and she's over there, you know, oh, oof, my goodness, I don't know what to. And it's like, that's so sad that little bit of a crumb, you know, is just enough of a bone for her to feel like, okay, maybe there's something still worth holding on to. And you know, he's just humiliated her too many times. I can't let her go. Release her. Let her out of this. Shaquille and Kirsten, they ain't gonna make it. Okay, he needs too much validation. He needs too much affirmation, reassurance. You know, it's beyond support. It's just too much. She doesn't need to follow you all over America, every conference you go. I mean, come on. I mean, who, like, job fairs, like, come on. She's got her own life, and you got to realize she's not there to travel every place with you. And also, I'm feeling like the finances may not be exactly where they maybe need to be to maintain her lifestyle too. That's another thing we haven't really discussed a lot about Shaquille. I mean, he's doing fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? He's in education, but I think another thing that she needs, along with somebody who's a little bit more rugged, is someone who financially is probably doing a little bit better than he is. And she's in real estate, right? So she's used to being around people that make a lot of money. And that's a whole different lifestyle. She's used to people that are coming in, you know, couples and single people that are coming up and buying homes and flipping homes and renovating homes. She's in that environment. So, you know, it's kind of hard when you're with someone who you know, have finally grown an attraction to, but you're not on the same page about buying a home, and you didn't connect right away. So is it even fair to really ask for a home so soon when there wasn't that connection initially, and he needs so much from you and you're not one to really open up? And that's a whole mess, those two. So, you know, decision day, I don't even think they'll say yes on decision day. Now, Nicole and Chris, while I think that they will make it to decision day, I don't think that they will actually stay together. I think maybe, you know, I don't know, a year or so. I think Chris is going to have it up to here with her, and then they'll be done. And then, I mean, and not to say it's all going to be on her. I mean, the fact that, like, he doesn't even want to live with her. Because remember how she was saying, okay, we need to have a conversation about where we're going to be living. And he's like, okay, well, this is like our weekend. You know, this is not really the time to talk about it. We can talk about it a little bit later. What did you say? We need a surprise at the end. Yeah, well, I wonder if we'll get one. I mean, because it just seems like, you know, right now the writing is on the wall, like who's going to, you know, be together, who's not going to be together. But yeah, wouldn't that be a surprise if like Chris and Nicole split up or something? Or if like, well, yeah, I think Chris and Nicole say yes, and I think everybody else will say no, like for real. But yeah, wouldn't that be weird? I hope Jasmine and freaking Eris don't like try and flip on us and be like, okay, we're going to try it a little bit longer. I just hope not. I hope not. She's got a brand new pretty smile, honey. Please smile, shine those pearly whites for somebody else, not for him. But yeah, I just, the whole like him complimenting her like about how strong she is. She's so strong. And I just, you know, I feel like that's not fair. You know what I mean? I feel sometimes even like women of color are expected to kind of like, you know, shoulder this burden sometimes. You know, you got to be you got to be that strong woman. It's like, come on. You know, when when are women allowed to be soft and kind? I mean, if that's their nature. Now, I'm not saying every woman has to be the same, but if that's her nature, is a little bit more soft. Yeah, she needs to work on conflict resolution. Absolutely, absolutely. She needs to stand up for herself more. That's true. But that's something that's not like a super hard fix, right? It's not like she has some weird addiction or gambling or something like that, right? You know, a little bit of counseling, you can work on that, how to speak up for yourself. So, I mean, she's not so broken or anything like that. You know, why does she have to shoulder all of that? I mean, I just feel like it's unfair sometimes. And he's like making her seem like, you know, oh yeah, you're so strong. You're so strong. Women don't want to be not all women want to be seen as so strong. Sometimes you want to be, especially her, she wants him to see her, you know, soft and pink and feminine, and the way that she presents, which is definitely, you know, that's what I see coming across the screen. She doesn't, you know, seem like someone to me that wants to be thought of as strong. That's like another sort of what would you call that? Like you know, it's a character trait, but not necessarily something like, what do you love about your wife? Oh, she's a strong woman. I mean, come on. I mean, how romantic is that, you know? I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, I mean, that was about it for this episode. It wasn't like a whole lot really to get into, I think. But yeah, so we are up to 9 days before decision day. So we should have a few more episodes. And next week looks like it'll be kind of interesting. I'm wondering if Kirsten is going to like give Shaquille the boot, or like just be like, you know, we just can't do this. It looks like Clint might be coming around the corner, changing a little bit. I don't know. Now, they were forced to sleep in the same bed this time. And, I mean, there was no follow-up on that. So, I mean, I'm just assuming, you know, she kept her body pillow in the middle and, you know, made a little pillow fort, and nothing really, I mean, I'm sure nothing physical happened, but I wonder if they even tried to kind of like put one arm over another or hold hands or something. I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just seems to be no chemistry between those two. But anyway, that's it. This is a short one today, guys. But we'll see what happens next week. Now, I'll be back on, on Saturday for Love After Lockup. And I'll be back on Monday for 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way and Seeking Brother Husbands. But that's it. That's all I got today. It was a short one, short and sweet. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you later, Susan. You take care. You have a good day. And Chipi Salacho.